So,
Yeah.
so the story that's being carried is that now Vince McMahon is stepping back and allowing. Well, we would have to be. It'd have to be Paul. It'd have to be Triple H to run the show again.
Oh,
Now,
don't let Bischoff see that on our show.
what?
The
Why?
Dave Meltzer.
Oh, the Meltzer quote. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing. Talks of the merger. Vince. It's been his ship. He's 70. What is he? 77, 78, right? But it's been his ship. He was like Jason. Up on steroid charges, the sex scandals. Nothing could take him down. And he plowed ahead, and they're the only game in town. So Vince steering the ship is stability for Wall Street. Not everybody that invests knows the business. They know business, but not the business.
Yeah, they know Vince.
They know Vince. And it's his company, the family business, and he's back. He's back. That makes Wall Street pretty sweet, right?
Well, when people see that Instagram thing where he says in whatever it was that he bought the company for $1 million, sold it for $9 billion. That's like, wow. Would you put that guy in charge of anything? I might.
Right.
But you know what? I equate it to this. The time period would be when Red Auerbach stepped down from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So Red realizes that he's going to step back and he's going to let Russell coach. You still got, it's not like Red Auerbach. You can't look at Red and go, hey, Red, what do you think about this? Hey, Red, what do you think about... You still have Red Auerbach. He ain't going no place.
Like Michael Corleone said, who is a better consigliere than my father when the Don was still alive?
Right. And that's the thing. It's like you can't have... I just can't imagine that when Ari bought the company, that he was buying it with the vision of having a 77-year-old head of creative.
But
when he could have a 54-year-old head of creative. But
was very aware.
But knowing that he was, yes.
Right.
Knowing that, he still had fucking Hoyt Wilhelm, that at 60 years old could still throw 7 innings of knuckleballs. But
the second reference day, who was the one in the pre-show, the ABA player that you pulled out?
I asked about Dolph Shays.
Dolph Shays.
Dolph Shays autograph. He was the commissioner of the ABA for
God.
a year or two. I had a ABA. I had a horrible rotation, and I was given a real, this is the ABA was alive and kicking when I was a kid, and I missed the ABA draft by like 2 years. Like I would have came out of college and got drafted by an ABA team.
Was it that late? What, 77?
75.
75. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So everything's a work, right? So Vince coming back. I just remember the furor of, Vince was out on the charge. Now Vince is back. Triple H must be upset that Vince is back. But this was probably a tacit agreement, right? Vince come back, face of the company, face of the legacy that WWE is. Just be patient, son. Let's let all this go through.
Anybody that
let
watched
the dust settle.
Watched when when Paul was first anointed and given creative, the product was just amazing. I mean, within 3-4 weeks, it was clear. Here's a perfect example. I read a quote, and it was It was a WWE. It was either on Instagram. It was either Paul's personal Instagram, but I believe it was the WWE's Instagram. And they were talking about the departure of Edge. And it said and Paul said, Adam and I sat down. Uh, they both had come to the kind of the agreement where Edge had done what he could, and he might be happier someplace else because you know they were going to be using probably younger talent, and Paul shook his hand and wished him the best of luck, like no hard feelings, and thanked him for the 18, 20 years, whatever he gave him. And basically then turned around. He says, now I get to go in that locker room and go, Edge's spot's open. Which one of you guys wants to step up and get it? That's the difference. Like, whoa, like, I'm not, because, for so long, people would sit around there and wait for Vince to anoint them. I'll sit here and sooner or later I'll get the sword tapped on each side of my shoulder. No man, the sword's in the stone. You better be the one that can pick that motherfucker through it.
We're right. Whereas Paul's mentality is, what are you going to do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do
to go get your spot?
Come get the spot. Earn the spot.
Hmm.
I'll give you the opportunity. Just earn it.
Right. Very good.